There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. These two division rivals, a couple of late games on the schedule this year. Their first meeting, you might remember, was back in Week 10. And it was the Packers who won that game on the road, so they'll be trying to win the season series here at home in Lambeau. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space. Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Dixon, complete. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays that send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones. He will push his way down to about the 14. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hopkins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bilal Nichols able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, this defense for the Packers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 30. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Green.
That's complete to Mooney.
This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Montgomery.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery. 16th touchdown of the year as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And that last throw, Charles, an important one stat-wise for this young rookie. It puts him over 4,000 yards passing for the season.
And you think about some of the great seasons by rookie quarterbacks in recent vintage. How about Andrew Luck in 2012 with 4,274 yards? Cam Newton had a big rookie year. So did Robert Griffin III. And how about Justin Herbert in 2020? He hit the league with a splash.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. From the gun on 3rd down, Hopkins.
Got a man able to find Rodgers. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hopkins. Man open right side, it's Rodgers.
And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Jones will score. Touchdown, Packers. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Now a run with Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line.
81 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
To throw on second down, Green. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. From the gun, Green, open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Caught on the right side by Jones. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10. Here's a give to Jones running left. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Into the secondary past the 40. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big pickup there on the run. So all of a sudden with that run, maybe now a chance for points here.
It's a total mind shift, isn't it? Because what you were saying before was, hey, let's just get out of here, get the half over with. Instead, we can get some points now.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Here's Carter now on the return. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
They run. Montgomery. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
To throw is Green. To throw on second down. And this will be caught by Mooney. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, They almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 163 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Oh, a good... And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Santos with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to...
Oh, he sheds. There he goes, left side. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Blankenship out for the point after. And it's no good. And he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Running with Montgomery from the pistol. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And firing a deep ball for Kmet, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Green. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will get the lead up to 14.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Hopkins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Now a dump off here complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
Boy, 184 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And this is going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. You got the big lead defensively. willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 23. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Once more, Montgomery.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Price. 3 yards the gain there, second down. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know?
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On first down, Herbert. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. 2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Cohen gets it again on second.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 13-yard line. Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. And they will take a knee here. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. Just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And they'll indeed take a knee. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the fourth, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
On 1st and 10, Hopkins drops it to Jones in the flat. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Looking to throw. Hopkins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for the Bears, they do finish things out with a victory here in Week 18, but the victories were few and far between as they'll end the year at 5-12. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen as it is an 8-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end.